Hey y'all, this is Sam Serious. Another day in Factorio. Uh, before I start going on to this episode, I need to confess something to y'all. I messed up. Big time. This world that you see now isn't the same world before, and that's because I forgot to save the other world at a more permanent file versus autosaves. I got carried away with a few more personal worlds, and the autosave feature overwritten the latest files of the original world. That is an auto. That is basically a latest version of this world in this playthrough is an autosave file. So the latest file that got overwritten. So I did have to fall back to an older version of this world from where I last did a permanent save, and basically had to do some catch-up work. So, because of the fact that I already established a decent plan, I was able to catch up pretty quickly. I also got a little too carried away, though, in doing things, and did a bunch of stuff off camera. So, I expanded a few things, but consequentially, though, all the terrain that I've explored previously from the last episode, well, it's not tracked on the map anymore because of that mistake. Same world scene, very similar factory based on what was previously available in the other file. I got these areas set up. I did take the time to make some blueprints for the railway, so I created some universal four-way intersections with a roundabout in the midst of it. And with some option to bypass the roundabout depending on the routes that some trains are taking. So I did a lot of things here. I was able to re-establish the power system here. I also went ahead and took over the coal field and the copper field here, and started using my first batches of red belts here to get the smelting ray. So basically, the smelting ray is basically two yellow belts worth of full yellow belts worth of copper going through one red belt line. I went ahead and upgraded the belt here for the copper here, since I'm soon to be demanding more copper. This array is still being used for this copper field still in existence. It's 45k though, so it's getting ready to fall short. Same deal with the coal field, hence why I went ahead and took over coal. I don't want to be dealing with the power situation. And the placement of this coal field was perfect for the smelting array here, because I can simply branch off with this here taking priority towards the coal depot and towards the junction that takes charge of the power grid here at this local star power grid of the space here. Now I, for the most part, regained traction from the research that I was doing here. I did, however, start exploring more on the equipment grid of things. Because of that, I now am having access to the equipment grid. Made myself some modular armor so that way I can make a shield, some night vision goggles, and some portable solar panels. For the tank, I pretty much did the same thing with the portable solar panels and all the shield emitters here. So, as well as belt immunity equipment. So the tank here is pretty much decked out defensive-wise. It still has a good offensive punch, so offensively, I'm not worried about the tank. When I get to logistic spots and robotics, stuff like that, I will be putting in a personal roboport in my modular suit. And I want to make sure that I can toggle, have the robotics only be localized in my suit. I can toggle on and off to repair the tank as needed without having to go out at it very often to manually repair it. I'll still will manually repair the tank while the robot repairs it, just by the fact that it is double the repair speed, which means increased uptime. I did create a small area to where I am where I'm creating solar panels I My thoughts with solar panels here is I don't want to be spending hours trying to mass explore everything again. So what I'm doing is that I'm going to be making use of the solar panels to create radar outposts. That will require solar panels. If I want to have them running all the time, I will need accumulators. Ain't got the battery production up yet for that, so ain't going deeply committed into that yet. Whole idea for having like a radar outpost is to start revealing terrain around me throughout time, so that way I can see more what's going on around me and possibly plan things out better, while passively while I expand internal factory infrastructure. Also, too, because I've done so much research and wiped out a bunch of nests away, I'm starting to see blue biters and spitters. Luckily, the tank helps, but they're they're getting ready to become nasty now. I'm still inclined to maintain an offensive strategy. Now, there is a question that I've asked myself that I haven't considered it before, and I need to know this. I was afraid of that. Okay, I have to go to Volcanus as a first planet, just for the sake of having artillery alone. Because, I want artillery because I want to be able to set up a defense system with artillery to destroy any bug expansions that starts developing within the pollution zone. Because if I don't keep the bug expansions in check, they will start overwhelming my defenses. And I ain't got these walled easily to buy out time or to stall out any spitters. And I'm only using gun turrets. The blue biters are very resistant against bullets. So, in the next set of episodes, I'm going to have to move very fast. I'm at a point in this game where I can't dawdle around much. Anyhow, back to a goal that I was projecting before, though. I am wanting to expand into this iron field here. I can set up some iron here, some miners here, and then I can block off this here to also claim the stone field here. So far, I found a first bug expansion right here. That's the first confirmed biter expansion. I've dispatched that. Now, at this point in time, I'm going to deposit any unnecessary resources I have, except for what it takes for radio. Actually, before I do all that, though, I better get some batteries set up. Oh, that means I need to get some advanced oil processing going too as well. It's possible. I got how much iron do I have in this field? Okay, so about 400k. I have enough to work enough with. I might wind up postponing this iron field for the next episode, possibly, but I want to at least get advanced oil processing going, get some cracking going too as well with this, which means I'll have to make some pumps. Okay, that there is. Okay, just no steel for that one there. Just dump chest over there. I want to go ahead and start. I'm going to start focusing on advanced oil processing here. I want to get into some oil cracking too as well, so that way I can better ratios on a few things. And plus, too, it sets up a good foundation for high-tech science and production science. Wait, did I just grab train rails? Yes, I did. I grabbed train stuff. I don't need that. Alright. Oh, oops. I meant that to branch off to a chest. That's alright. I don't need a whole lot of these, and I don't burn through them so fast, so I can make do with a fast inserter. Go. To take up in the logistics because it's storage, and I would go 50 because that's how much one stack is. All right. While I'm at this too as well, I'm going to make a bunch of constant combinate. No, not constant combinators. The I don't know what those circuit devices is. The decider combinators. Which I need electric circuits for and copper. Y'all will see why shortly. I know a little bit about circuits. Even with me playing Factorio periodically 30 years, it's still, I still don't have a full wrap around my head about the circuit logic. I know it's all intuitive about signals and all that, but, still a concept I somewhat grasp. Huh? Oh, quality. That's what that just popped up about. I might explore the tutorial. I think I get what quality is already, but just want to see what the tutorial says. Okay, clearly I'm going to have to dismantle these here. I know I'm probably going to need to make more refineries soon, so this pipe layout I can't talk right now. This pipe layout is subject to change. Alright. And then all I gotta do is flop on that. Alrighty. Then what I'll do is start creating spots necessary for next things to come. Alright. And I will do a similar thing with this here. What am I doing this for? I keep forgetting. Fluid logic has changed now. To a point where I don't need pumps anymore to encourage throughput. These will be the initial buffer tanks to go in. I did not think about that one there. No worries, that should be an easy fix. Salute this spot here. For heavy fuel, or heavy foil. Connect that up there for now. Alright, now I gotta start making the chemical plants. I'm just short on iron. Steals my bottleneck this time. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bunch of combinators to feed across all 3 of these tanks, and then actually I don't think I need combinators. I just need the these pumps to feed all the tanks, and then output fluids based on which tank has the least amount of fluids. Especially considering I don't want to have petroleum gas stalled out. Alright. This will enable whenever petroleum is less than light fuel. This will operate whenever light gas or light oil is less than heavy oil. Maybe I'm getting the wrong ones here. Light oil is less than heavy oil. This will operate whenever petroleum gas is greater than or equal to light oil Where's that less than? I'll debug this as I go. So operate whenever light oil is greater than or equal to heavy oil. Look how about priority swapped here. Heavy oil is. I think I'm getting things mixed up. Whenever heavy oil is greater than or equal to light oil. That's the case. This will turn on whenever light oil is greater than will turn on whenever that thirst greater than petroleum gas. That's gonna drive me nuts. This will operate whenever that thing's set up. I always get logical mixed up with that. If done right, that should allow me to evenly distribute all the fluids as much as possible in terms of ratio, stuff like that. So, to crack this, I believe it's water and type of fuel required. Go on that. This is a good feature to be able to flip your stuff with. Another pog remove on Woob's behalf, which should help give more compact builds, which also makes fluid dynamics so much easier to handle. However, with these though, And then I just gotta feed in the water. Not too hard to do. Enough space for beacons. Then I'll crack light fuel to heavy, or light fuel to petroleum gas, or light oil, I should say, not fuel. Right, there's that, and then I'll go ahead and just, because fluid pipes don't dynamically react with each other anymore, just go point to point, I can go ahead and just loop straight of pipes that way, even though technically speaking it's entities. Thinking about a few things more. I still want to put some pumps here, but at the entry points of these tanks, so that way there's no backflowing going on. And I'll do underground sewer so I can just weave through. I do not have squeak through mod on this, so I can use that to my advantage. So let's see here, 2.5k petroleum gas. This will turn on if there is more petroleum gas and light than heavy gas. There's really no reason for this to be a thing now I think about this more and more. And this will turn on if there is more, if there's more of the petroleum gas than heavy oil. As always, I'm going to be burning through a whole lot. Oh, wait. That's because I didn't connect these yet. There we go. Now that speeds things up. Definitely want to keep this area heavily protected because this is a very considerable amount of petroleum products being made here. Now that I'm seeing something now I'm going to have to think about how to plan out the factory layout a little better now. How does this look? Actually, I'm going to flip the logic here. There's more heavy oil than petroleum gas. Because I feel like it's dumping too much of the heavy oil. Now everything should equalize more out and crack as needed should that exceed a certain balance. There's more. This works when there is. because it's receiving water. Okay, that's why. I was about to say, should I might automatically be cracking up there. I wonder why that's struggling hard. That's why that's struggling hard. So there's more petroleum gas being stocked up, so it's pumping that out over there. What's the ratio of this? So it's always going to be producing more petroleum gas than light oil and heavy fuel. So as long as I'm constantly consuming petroleum gas in mass, then I should be able to effectively balance everything out. So now that I got advanced oil cracking out of the way, time to get into some battery making, which means I'll have to make sulfuric acid. If I remember right, sulfuric acid is sulfur and water and iron, which it is. How much of that? 50 for every second. I can set this up to make 400 per second. I gotta go take care of something real quick, so I'll make a cut here. I is back. Just had to take care of a few matters real quick. Alright. So. Whoa, 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 whoa there. I want to make those. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 8. Short on iron for that one there. Should be enough for batteries and sulfuric acid. And then I want to make some accumulators too as well. In time. Let's see here. Sulfuric acid's like with sulfur and iron. To put a tank in here to have a decent buffer. Oh. This is going to be fun to route. I'm going to have to go one back on this one. Oops. I'm about to run out of the long distance ones. Well, undergrounds, I should say. Oh no! No, no, no! Okay. That's why. That is my fault. Luckily, there's a way where I can sync these somewhat. Hey, Wilkers. Yeah, I did. Oops. Gotta pay attention to the filters. Should those have been really expensive parts, that would have been a lot of resources down the drain. Well, not immediately, but mistakes like that can actually take a considerable amount of your resources and end your runs. Alright, slap down some inserters. Alright, that should be about 400 sulfuric acid per second. Hmm. Well, I guess there's only so fast these can run. Now, time to make the batteries. Which I do believe is also copper and iron required for this too as well. Copper, iron. Something a bit different to root this up. Luckily I know a good solution already. Alright, that's copper and iron. Now I just gotta route the sulfur and supply the logistics. Something different here. This is one way of setting that up. Alright, and then I gotta just supply the source of copper and iron. Voila. And there we have it, y'all. Batteries. I'm at it. Might as well set up some lubricant processing. A few of those to buffer power for the tank and the suit. There's no need for this. I'll slap down to. Oh. Alright. Didn't realize they were that small. That means I can. Either way, I can always still stuff two in my stuff here, but that'll do. glad I was able to expand power on the tank. Alrighty, now for accumulators, I just need iron and batteries. I have to come up with a clever way of dealing with it because this stuff is going to block everything off rather quickly. And now I got accumulators producing. Alright, now I got the means of getting all those going to have radar being actively produced. No, I do not. I'm just going to have to roll over the Iron Field expansion towards the next episode, as I was suspecting. Either way, I got enough to work with, so I'll just set up some radar here. Radar doesn't need gears, right? Does need gears. Okay, easy fix. I'll route some underground these to that one. Copper, circuits, radar, iron gears. For radar, and put these to maximum stack for these. If I remember right, these things are like 300 kilowatts of power consumption. 300 kilowatts, so at least six. So at least five solar panels. However, I'll probably want to go for like six or seven and a little bit of accumulator charge because the strength of the solar panels does vary by time of day proportionally. I can't remember right now, and I'm more of a tinkering mood right now than why I'm for investigating. So what I'll do is do something like this. So 300 kilowatts is 300 watts per second. Or 300 kilojoules per second. Maybe I should make substations now. If I remember right, substations should be steel, copper wire, and advanced circuits. Luckily, all three are right here, right now. Well, 2 out of 3, anyways. Copper wire isn't exactly big when consumed for science production, so I'll go ahead and just route that line up there for now. Substations. Well, I'll be experimenting around a little bit with all this here to see what I can do to make a reliable radar station here. I want to plant this periodical through space through the outskirts of the base here to of what I've explored here to reveal more terrain around me passively. But yep, this is a relatively decent episode. At least I got the batteries and sulfuric acid production set up as well as lubricant. Then I got all of the then I got all the means for advanced oil processing being produced, cracked, and balanced. Though I might change that depending on what goes on with the heavy oil. I'll see how that goes through time. Anyhow, y'all, I will see y'all in the next episode of Factorio, where I will for sure be expanding onto this iron field. Oh, would you look at that? Binder base expansion. I forewarned this last episode that the bugs were going to go ham on expansions, and here's one right there. Looks like another one right there. So that's 2 within an hour. Possibly 3, depending on what else is going on. So I'm going to have to be, once I get the iron field going, I'm going to have to be proactively to start placing down choke turrets down some choke spots to limit fighter expansion. I'll do that off camera as I explore around the terrain, stuff like that. Anyhow, y'all take care, and I'll see y'all in the next episode.